Benny Goodman, the king of swing's revolutionary impact on music history. Intro. What if I told you that one man's clarinet changed the course of American music forever? That a Jewish kid from Chicago's slums became the catalyst for breaking down racial barriers in entertainment and launched an entire generation into the swing era? Today, we're diving deep into the extraordinary impact of Benny Goodman, the man they called the King of Swing, and why his influence on music history cannot be overstated. The humble beginnings. Benjamin David Goodman was born in 1909 in Chicago's Maxwell Street neighborhood, one of 12 children in a family struggling to make ends meet. His father, a tailor who had immigrated from Poland, could barely feed his large family. But when young Benny was 10 years old, something magical happened at Hull House, a local community center. He picked up a clarinet for the first time, and music became his escape from poverty. By age 12, Benny was already earning money playing at local venues. His technical precision was extraordinary. He could sight-read complex arrangements and execute rapid-fire passages that left audiences speechless. But what made Goodman special wasn't just his technical ability. It was his revolutionary approach to blending classical technique with jazz improvisation. The teenager caught the attention of bandleader Ben Pollock, and by 1925, at just 16 years old, Goodman was playing professionally in Chicago's jazz scene. He was rubbing shoulders with legends like Bix Beiderbecke and learning from the masters who would shape his distinctive sound. The birth of a revolution. The real turning point came in 1934, when Goodman formed his own band and landed a spot on NBC's Let's Dance radio show. This wasn't just another gig. It was a cultural earthquake waiting to happen. The show aired late at night on the East Coast but during prime time on the West Coast, creating a massive following of young listeners who had never heard anything like Goodman's energetic, precise arrangements. But here's where Goodman made his most controversial and impactful decision. He began integrating his band. In an era of strict racial segregation, Goodman hired black musicians like pianist Teddy Wilson and vibraphonist Lionel Hampton. This wasn't just progressive, it was revolutionary and dangerous. Venues refused to book integrated bands, and Goodman faced intense backlash from both the music industry and society at large. Yet Goodman persisted. He famously said, "I don't see why good musicians should be kept apart just because of the color of their skin." His small combos, the Benny Goodman Trio and later Quartet, featured these incredibly talented black musicians as equals, not as novelty acts or background players. The Carnegie Hall Concert. On January 16, 1938, something unprecedented happened in American music history. Benny Goodman and his orchestra walked onto the stage of Carnegie Hall, the temple of classical music, to perform jazz. This concert wasn't just historic, it was transformative. The audience that night witnessed music history being made. Goodman's integrated band performed with an energy and precision that brought classical music's most prestigious venue to its feet. The concert featured incredible solos from black musicians like Teddy Wilson and Lionel Hampton, proving to America's cultural elite that jazz was serious art and that talent transcended racial boundaries. The Carnegie Hall concert legitimized jazz as an art form worthy of respect. It proved that swing music wasn't just entertainment for young people. It was sophisticated, complex, and emotionally powerful music that deserved recognition alongside classical compositions. Breaking down barriers. Goodman's impact on racial integration in music cannot be overstated. While he wasn't an activist in the traditional sense, his actions spoke louder than words. By consistently hiring the best musicians regardless of race, he forced venues, audiences, and the music industry to confront their prejudices. His quartet performances were particularly powerful. Picture this. In the 1930s America, a white band leader sharing the stage as an equal with black musicians was almost unthinkable. Yet there was Goodman, trading solos with Lionel Hampton and Teddy Wilson, showing audiences that music was a universal language that transcended racial divisions. This integration wasn't without cost. Many venues refused to book Goodman's integrated groups, and he lost significant income standing by his principles. But his persistence helped pave the way for future integration in entertainment and contributed to the broader civil rights movement that would emerge in the following decades. Musical innovation and influence. Beyond social impact, Goodman revolutionized the technical aspects of swing music. His arrangements, many written by Fletcher Henderson, featured complex harmonies and intricate instrumental interplay that elevated swing beyond simple dance music. The precision of his orchestra was legendary. Every note was perfectly placed, every rhythm exactly timed. Goodman's clarinet technique influenced generations of musicians. His classical training showed in his pure tone and flawless intonation, while his jazz sensibility brought emotional depth and improvisational creativity. He proved that technical excellence and creative expression weren't mutually exclusive. His small group recordings, particularly with the trio and quartet, demonstrated how intimate jazz could be incredibly powerful. These recordings featured extended improvisations and musical conversations between the instruments that influenced the development of bebop and modern jazz. Cultural impact. The swing era that Goodman launched wasn't just a musical movement, it was a cultural phenomenon that defined a generation. Young people across America embraced swing dancing, creating a youth culture that crossed racial and class lines. The Lindy Hop, Jitterbug, and other swing dances became forms of social expression and rebellion against more conservative cultural norms. Goodman's music provided the soundtrack for America during some of its most challenging times. Through the Great Depression and World War II, swing music offered escapism, hope, and unity. His recordings sold millions of copies, and his concerts drew massive crowds who found joy and community through music. The King of Swing also influenced the business of music. His success proved that jazz could be commercially viable on a massive scale, leading to the development of the modern music industry and the concept of the touring superstar. Lasting legacy. Benny Goodman's influence extends far beyond the swing era. He mentored countless musicians who went on to become stars themselves, including Gene Krupa, Harry James, and Peggy Lee. His approach to integrating classical technique with jazz improvisation influenced the development of third-stream music and jazz fusion. Modern musicians across genres still study Goodman's recordings for their technical precision and emotional depth. His Carnegie Hall concert remains one of the most important live recordings in jazz history, still inspiring musicians and audiences today. Perhaps most importantly, Goodman's commitment to musical excellence over racial prejudice helped establish principles that continue to guide the music industry. His belief that talent should be the only criterion for musical collaboration remains a cornerstone of professional music making. Conclusion. Benny Goodman didn't just play music, he changed America. Through his clarinet, he broke down racial barriers, legitimized jazz as serious art, and created a cultural movement that defined a generation. His technical brilliance, moral courage, and unwavering commitment to musical excellence make him one of the most important figures in American music history. The next time you hear swing music, remember that you're listening to more than entertainment. You're hearing the sound of social change, artistic innovation, and the power of music to unite people across all divides. That's the true legacy of the King of Swing, and that's why Benny Goodman's impact on music history will never be forgotten.